Jacqueline is the worst. Just back from a jog, and it's minus 35. Excuse me. It's hard to even breathe out here. So what I wanted to talk about was my poor decision making. And going for this run this morning made me think about, how poorly I make decisions at times. Really what it is up until about the age of 30, I was a pretty indecisive person. I would go with the flow. Not go with the flow. I would just, one of my friends described me like water. I find the path of least resistance and then settle. And it was true. I would just kind of go along. I'd just be like, oh yeah, nothing mattered to me. Whatever you want to do, we're doing it. And I ended up unhappy in really bad situations as a result. Not living my own life. I didn't want any bumps. I didn't want any conflict. And I ended up in so many bad situations as a result of not really standing up for myself or thinking about what I wanted for myself. I would just end up in apartments with, fucked up people and going along while someone was like driving drunk or something. Being in on drug deals and somebody wanted to fight somebody. Sure, let's go, just stupid shit. So I started making my own decisions. I gotta go inside. Oh, this leads me to this too. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa. It's minus 40, minus 42. Bad decisions. I could go out running with a friggin' just a hat and a sweater. I didn't last long, but man, that's cold. So I started making my own decisions, and things started getting better for me. I'll give you some examples. Poor decisions would be anytime I try to make a meal, like on the fly, it's a mess. I end up using 2 minutes. So not poor decisions, my indecisiveness. Okay, so my indecisiveness led me to like a lot of bad situations, like I said, but my decisiveness has also led to a lot of bad situations. Making meals. I will blow up the whole kitchen. I clean as I go though. Like I'm a big clean as you go guy. There'll be no dishes when I'm done, but it'll take me 3 hours to make like a soup. And it's never any good, and it's always too much, and it's never worth the hassle. So that's one example. Being decisive though has got me where I am right now. I decided to leave. When I came out here. So first of all, the reason why I came out here was by being decisive. I lived 3 days away, another province. I'm from Ontario. We came out here to Manitoba 10 years ago, and that was being decisive. We came out here, we didn't know what we were getting into. We lived in an attic for a year. We had a baby right away without having really any money. We moved into this house, which was a total shithole. The guy who was living here he was sitting there when we came in. The toilet was covered in piss. The walls were all filthy from cigarette smoke. He was just sitting here, like not expecting us even to buy the place, smoking. The walls were crumbling in the bedrooms. The carpet was this green shag that was all stained and shit. No one wanted to buy this place. And we bought it because we wanted to get out of that attic. It was too small of a space and we were gonna have a baby. So we got it for $30,000, which meant our mortgage payment was like $400 a month. And we cleaned it all up, and I remember my girl was like crying. But that's decisive, right? Maybe a poor decision though, but it worked out. Anyways, I'm so cold, I'm sorry. I really had an idea for this, but I'll get there. So I work at a high school because I have this diploma, right? And we need the money. And one day I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't believe I'm in my 30s and I'm still doing this shit. I'm still cleaning diapers. I'm still getting spit on and bitten and all the things that happen when you work with kids with extreme disabilities or just difficult kids, you know, like it's not all fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, you know, what's that? Coolio sang the song for it. Gangsta's Paradise. You know the movie where like a white lady saves a black neighborhood. It wasn't happening. Like it doesn't happen like that. Once in a while you'll help a kid out, but for the most part they're just telling you to fuck off or ignoring all your advice, and you're putting all this energy into them and they don't give a shit. So that was happening, and one day I'm in a math class they put me into because the kid that I was working with didn't show up again. And I failed grade 9 math. I'm not book smart. I mean, I get by it, but I'm pretty lazy if I don't want to do something, I don't do it, which is a fault. And they had me in this math class, and I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And halfway through it, I don't like the teacher either. She's being a bitch. She's actually my neighbor. And I just leave. I go up to the front. I used to do this all the time too. If I don't like, I just walk out of a job, just leave. They're like, you can't do that. It's like, looks like I'm doing it. Like I'm leaving. Well, you can't use this as a reference then. Okay, it's fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna get another job like this. I don't care. I'm leaving. I'm done. I'll go sell pot. Like I'll go sell some weed. I'll go buy a bunch of pills and sell them. You know, I live with a bunch of scumbags. Don't worry about it. I'll take that risk. So I leave this one though, come home, and I write the first episode of Dark Topic. That's how Dark Topic started, was by me being decisive in that moment and deciding, okay, I've been listening to these true crime podcasts. There was like one true crime podcast at the time. Generation Y was out, but Dan Zupansky, True Murder, the most shocking killers in true crime history, and the authors who have written about them, True Murder. That was the one that was out here. And I was like, man, I could do this. I know I can do this. So I did it. And here I am. So that's a decisive thing, right? When I quit Monstro, I was getting paid really good money, but I saw the writing on the wall, so I made the decision to go with the operator, right? Everybody thought I was crazy for doing that. And for a while, it looked like I was, until we discovered 911 calls. I was decisive when I quit Dark Topic and went to Crime Machine, which a lot of people thought was a mistake, and maybe it still seems like to some people that it was. 911 calls would have never been created if it hadn't been for those decisions, and for sticking to our decisions, right? So that's ended up being a positive too. Now Dark Topic's back. We got 911 calls. We met Kent. You know, Leroy does his own thing with excuse me, that's illegal. He's not really part of the 1159 media thing. He's completely on his own. But like a lot of positives have happened as a result of some of the what seemingly crazy decisions that I've made. But then yesterday, we're supposed to build this beam back here, and I got one of my best friends helping me with this now. He's doing it, and it's great. Everything's fine. And this is a long fucking story. I was cold there, I'm sorry. It took me a while to warm up. My girl wants this beam, okay? And you know this has been kind of a disaster the whole way, and it's my fault. My decision making, a lot of it, the person who I hired and trusting them and just paying them and whatever. So this is beam, and he can build it from scratch. So we get to the store, they only got one type of wood, and I'm like, yeah, get it. He's like, yeah, I can work with that. So this is what we get. This is all my decision making, okay? Nobody else's fault but my own. So we see this. It's like, okay, I can stain it, and we'll use this side rather than this side because it's got a little bit of detail, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Got a little bit of detail. And then he builds the beam with this shit, and then we put this on the outside. I'm gonna show it to you. And these are all my decisions. And this is what we come to. So you see, he cut every single slat and then laid them all that way for some like detail, you know? And then on the bottom, I got him, he was cutting them in half. Oh shit. To make it, you know, there's a couple grooves there, like 3 lines. Just, you know, dandy. Just real slick, eh? So he finishes it up yesterday. He's working out for like 8 hours. My girl comes home, and as soon as she comes home, I get this feeling like, I think I fucking made the wrong choice here. I think the odds are when she's gonna come walking in this room and she's gonna hate that. And sure enough, when she walked in and looked at that, she said, fuck, that looks dated. How did you build something brand new and it looks dated? So, I was being decisive. I was rolling the decisive, you know? I wanted to surprise her, and I did. You know, mission accomplished there. So now we gotta tear it all down, and apparently she wants like some kind of nice wood and like a real beam. So that's what we're gonna do today. Anyways, I'd be lost without this podcast. I'd be lost without this podcast situation, and without you people listening and watching these stupid fucking videos and all that. So just, again, thank you. And I'll see you next time. Stay warm, stay safe, and remember to be decisive, or don't be. I mean, I don't know.